Hey guys, Sean here. Welcome back to another vlog. If you like my content, please feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe. I'm gonna try to do my best to keep this as short and sweet and to the point as possible and try to cover as much detail as I can in that short period of time. If you followed the channel recently, you know that I've gone through the process of renewing and reapplying for a new visa for staying in Cambodia. So I thought what I'd do is just kind of make a video that discusses the right way and then the way I did it. There's nothing wrong with what I did. So first off, no matter which way you decide you're doing it, when you come to Cambodia, you need to get the E visa or the general visa. At the border, you can get it at the border, but they typically will want to give you a tourist visa because that's what most people are trying to do. They're not planning on staying. So if you are planning on staying, express that you want to get the E visa. You can apply for that online before you get here and have it all set up and ready for yourself before you come. And it is valid for, I think it's 90 days when you apply for it online. So you can do that in advance of your trip. But it's valid. Okay, so it's good for 90 days. So it means from when you get it issued to when you show up, you have 90 days to show up. It's only valid for 30 days when you arrive in the country. So just want to preface that. So it's not a 90-day visa. It's a 30-day visa, but you have 90 days to claim it. So once you have that visa, your options are open. I live in Siem. So I go through a travel agency here. I use Smile. I've used them for all my visa needs since I got here. There's a link in the description down below if you want to go and talk with them. Even if you just want to kind of get your head around what you need to do, they're phenomenal. They speak great English. They're really helpful. They've got me through all of my ins and outs and do's and don'ts of doing this. So you arrive in Cambodia, you've got your E-visa, you're here. You update your passport and you're good to go. Within a few days of arriving, you can go to a travel agency. Like I said, I went to Smile, and that's where you can apply for whatever visa you want to do. So if you are over 55 and you want to retire, apply for it. They basically, all they ask you to do is to show that you're over 55, pay the fee, which is around $280 or $290, and then you give them your passport, and they send it off to Phnom Penh, and then usually within 10 days to 2 weeks, it arrives back. They notify you, and then you've got your visa extended. So that's the retirement visa. That's the easiest one to set up. None of them are typical. That's the easiest one to do. And that's what I did last year. I didn't think I wanted to work. I wanted to just kind of feel things out. I knew I had enough money to survive here for a year. So I was like, I'm just going to do it. So at the end of your year, you just go in a couple weeks before your visa is expiring, go into the travel agency, say you want to renew it. They send your passport off again, and then you pay the fee. Boom, you got another year. So you don't have to leave. There's no check-ins. There's no requirements other than being of age and paying money. They don't hound you. They don't hassle you. They treat you like a person in Cambodia, which is phenomenal. So that's a retirement visa. So if you just want to maintain your retirement visa, go for it. Just keep going. You're good. The other option, which a lot of folks will be doing, so if you're like a digital nomad or you have yourself employed or whatever it is, you can apply for the B1, I think it was, the B visa, or the business visa. That one's a little bit different, and it's not complicated. It's just there's an extra process you need to do. So when you go into the travel agency, you have to show them your visa, which is going to be on your passport. If you've applied for it and you've got the printout, bring that in. So what they do is they apply for a work permit on that visa. So the one that you arrive with is the one that they're going to apply for. It's like $180 or $100. It's $180 or $190. Now that work permit, from what I got, was a self-employed one. So that means I'm good to work, I'm self-employed. So if I start my own business, do my own thing, I'm good. I can teach online, do whatever I want. You know, I don't have to worry somebody knocking on more doors saying, "Hey, you got a visa?" Yes, I do. I'm good. Now that is valid until January 31st. So it doesn't matter when you arrive in the course of the year. The fee is the same, and the work permit itself is only valid from January 1st to December 31st. So if you arrive in October, just get extensions. No, check with them and see what their options are. I mean, if it's worthwhile spending that money to get the visa, go for it. Or sorry, to get the work permit. Like I said, it's $180, $190. Good for the year of its issue. So if you get it issued in 2025, it's valid for the entire year of 2025. It's not valid from a year from when it's issued, just to preface that. Now, they do give you a 3-month leeway to renew it, but it's still going to be the same cost. So I'm of the mindset, January 1st, I'm going to set it up. I'm going to have it renewed. No big deal. So once you get your work permit, and that takes about the same amount of time, 10 days, 2 weeks. So the best thing to do at that stage is once you arrive in Cambodia, give it a day or two, go to the travel agency and get the wheels in motion so that you can get your work permit and then your extension. Once you submit your passport to be extended, even if it arrives back late, you're still covered. Because you've submitted for it to be done, you're covered. So you arrive, go to the travel agency, apply for your work permit. That work permit is applied to the visa you arrived on. Once your work permit has been issued, then you get your extension renewed or applied to that visa that has the work permit attached to it. So that way everything is tied together. And then at the end of the year, you can renew the work permit. And then whenever your year is up, so for me it's going to be the end of June, I will apply to renew my work visa again. Or I call it work visa. It's my visa, my 1-year visa. But I ran into some weirdness because I am a different cut of character. So I applied initially last year for my retirement visa, and this year I decided I wanted to work. I had a bunch of folks tell me that it couldn't be done. I went to a couple of different agencies that offered me different suggestions and different options. I just ended up sticking with Cam Smile because they were very straightforward with it. And they said, yes, I can get a work visa after my retirement visa, but with one exception. So whenever you arrive and you get your visa, like your general visa, that is what everything is associated with after that fact. So if you get a renewal or a 1-year extension on that, that is associated with that initial visa. So if you get a retirement visa, it's associated with that. You can't change it once it's been applied. The only thing to do is to let it expire. So for me, after the end of my year, literally on the last day, I had to leave May 24th. I was gone. Bye-bye. And went to Bangkok for 2 days, came back, and then I already had my visa in hand, and I started fresh. So that's the only thing. If you are sticking with the same visa that you had from the beginning, you're retired, you want to stay retired, you don't have to leave the country. Just renew it each year, give yourself a couple of weeks, and you're good. If you decide to change things, that's the only time you're going to have to make that decision of, okay, I want to reset everything. So you leave, you let your visa expire, you let it all go, and then you start fresh. And it's all good. So, said in May, I went to Thailand, went for a couple of days, came back. I had my general visa. I already had it applied for in advance. So the only thing I had to do was come back in, show it to them. They stamped me in, good to go. 2 days later, I'm at Cam Smile. I'm like, let's do this. So I paid for the work permit and I paid for the visa. It was, trying to think, It's like $470, $480 in total for myself. Because the general, yeah, it's like 180, 190 for the work permit. And then for the business visa, for the extension, that's like 320, 310, 320. Kind of varies from wherever you're going. I don't remember what I paid because I did it last month and I don't recall. And I paid it all together. But I think it was 310 and 480. Sorry, 310 and 180. So that would have been 490. So, which is just around $500 is what you can figure. But then once you have it, you're set. You're good to go. I know there was a lot of information in this. I tried to keep this as concise and as simple as possible because it can be confusing when you're just hearing about it. I'm not an expert by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just a guy that's done this. So this is my experience. This is how I've gone through the process. It may vary for you. My suggestion is if you are planning on coming to Cambodia and you want to stay full time, the only thing you need to worry about is to get the general visa, which is the E visa. Like I said, get it in advance, get it at the border. You can do it either way. I think that's when it's $35 at the border. I think it's the same price online. And then when you're here, apply for the visa you want. If you're over 55, you don't plan on working, you're just going to be retired, get a retirement visa. That's around $280, $290, and you're good for a year. Again, you don't have to check in. There's no 90-day check-in. There's no other requirements. You just apply and pay for your visa, and you're good to go. I traveled multiple times. I left for Vietnam. I went to Thailand. At no point was I given any hassles or anything. My visa was valid, multiple entries, and I was good to go. So I never had a hassle, and that was like if you fly or bus or whatever you do, you walk across the border, they don't mind. Because you do walk across the border when you go by bus. So yeah, retirement visa, get your E-visa when you arrive, general visa, E-visa, whatever you want to call it. Apply for your retirement visa, you're good to go. Those visas, I get the 1 year. You can do 1 month, 3 months. No, you can't do 1 month on the extensions. It's like 3 months, 6 months, or a year. Honestly, for me, it's just get the year. It's just easier. Then again, if you are planning on working, you're not 55. Like I said, it's a little bit more expensive, but you, again, same thing. Arrive, get your general visa, E-visa, whatever you want to call it. You apply for your work permit. You get a little card, it's a little ID card, and then you get the extension on that. And again, the same idea, 3, 6 months, or a year. 3 months, 6 months, 3 years. Simple. There's a lot of information. Look online. If you come here, go to the travel agencies. They're all going to be helpful, but Cam Smile here in Siem Reap, they've treated me well. So they've done all my visas going to Vietnam. They've done that for me a couple times. They've taken care of buses for me. Whatever I need, they've got everything there. So they even rent bicycles and scooters if you are in need of one when you get here. So yeah, it's a one-stop shop. They're really nice people. But yeah, hopefully that clarified a bit for you guys. Feel free to ask questions down below. If you were really stumped, you're trying to figure it out, there's going to be other people that do these videos. Maybe somebody speaks English better than I do and is clearer with it. But I try to keep it as easy as possible. So if you are coming and you're worried about it, you shouldn't. You shouldn't worry about it. It is, as I said, they treat you like human beings when you're here. So it's phenomenal. I cannot speak highly enough about coming to Cambodia and living here. I absolutely love it here, especially in Siem Reap. So anyway, if you see my videos, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I'm out of here. If you like my content, you find it helpful, feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe. And as always, if you're still here, you're so inclined, there'll be a link over here to another video. But I'll see you guys soon. Take care, everybody. Bye.